Hi good people, I'm back with another video, and today I'm talking about my experience with Sean going back to school and just in general how it has been taking the kids back to school with the pandemic. COVID is still there, but again, life has to go on. Before I start, I hope you're enjoying the consistency of the videos. We've gone back to releasing videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday. We'll try our best to stick to the schedule so that you guys can be entertained and always to anticipate and just to have discipline around the videos. If we do miss sometimes the days, forgive us, life does happen. I hope you're enjoying the topics. Please ensure to subscribe, like and share. And yet to 100k this year, and trust me, there's going to be a very big giveaway. It could even be a designer bag, guys. So be on the lookout, and thank you very much for your support. I hope I can make 2021 great and maintain the consistency I picked up in 2020. So Sean finally went back to school. Sean is the only kid in my house who has gone back to school. Sadly, guys, because I was ready to have all the kids back to school because 2020 was rough. I had the kids home for 9 months. I usually have the adults in summer, but they're all there. The adults are not back because borders have been closed, the UK, Canada, South Africa. So it's only Sean. So I'll just talk about my experience. Sean is 8 and he's in grade. Sometimes I forget, guys, I have many children. I think grade 4. So I was very excited. I was among those parents who really wanted the kids to go back to school. And Sean had it with online learning. To be honest, when the year started, Sean's big main prayer when everyone was setting their goals for 2021 was, I want Corona to end. I want Corona to go forever. And I didn't know that 2020 was also a very anxious year for him as a kid. You know, we tend to just think about the adults and us grown-ups, and I was thinking about my other young adults at home, but I didn't know Sean was affected by not seeing his friends, being able to play with his friends. So for him, he was glad to go back to school, not necessarily to study, but just for that social interaction with his friends. And I was all for it, and I'm glad that Sean doesn't have, you know, a low immunity or other complication. There are kids who are asthmatic, there are kids who also have other conditions that does not allow them to go back to school with this COVID situation. So he was among those ones that I was like, you know what, I'm glad to take him back to school. And for the parents who have kids who have other conditions and it's not conducive or it's not realistic or even prudent to take them back to school, don't feel the pressure. Kids can still learn online. It's not a PhD, you know, they can still catch up. And we do pray that this corona thing, we find a vaccine and 2021 can be the end of corona. So some of the things that we want to prepare, I'm sure most parents outside there know this, were masks, sanitizers, which was a big change because just think about it, kids having to wear their masks all through, it's not easy, but talk to them, let them know that it's for their own good. We were required to bring material masks. I had a problem with that because I do not like the material ones. I prefer the ones that you use and throw away, the blue ones. But then again, they had a point, which was having to throw them away, damping the environment. Also in terms of how will you differentiate the mask when it comes to the children. So what I did, my friend Boy gave me a contact. I think they're called Boguk, if I'm not wrong, on Instagram, BOGUK. And we were able to get very nice masks. They were material, but they were breathable. And so we put the labels on Sean's mask. So we'd pack 2 extra ones in a Ziploc bag and then he'd wear one. And every day we'd wash the one he's used, or if he's used 1 or 2. And I think that's also a very good way to care for environment, because where are all these masks we are throwing away going? And what I liked about the mask was that they were breathable. My other child, Nyanut, who I forgot to mention inside the video, who went back to high school, Alliance, we struggled with her getting a mask at the beginning because I didn't know this Bogu contact, but what we got was very heavy. So moving from using the blue ones to these ones was very hard for her and she struggled. So at least the teachers were able to allow them to use the blue mask at the beginning as the interchange so that they can adjust. So breathable material masks can be found at Boguk, and I'm sure there are many other places, but that's where I found for Sean. Sean was glad to wear the mask as long as he can go back to school. Something else was, now the school did not provide the 10 o'clock snack. I'm a firm believer that kids should eat all meals in school. Why? Number one, it's easier to manage in terms of allergies, in terms of maintaining a nut-free zone, because some kids are allergic to nuts, in terms of also reducing the hassle for me as a parent trying to figure out healthy snacks that are acceptable. And also number 4, equality. We are all eating the same thing, we don't compare, we are not looking at it, then snack time does not become a big deal. So that was a downer for me, but I understood the dynamics in school. So Sean is carrying now snacks, and I'm that parent who he has to feed enough. Kids are used to eating at home a lot. So don't tell me to pack for him carrots and grapes. First of all, kids struggle with fruits and vegetables, expect formation. So I'll just pack pancakes, sandwiches, sausages. I'll pack a chocolate, orange juice, the packeted juice. Definitely I'm not gonna pack sodas or crisps, but there's only as much as I can do, you know what I mean? So for me, I pack for Sean his food. I make sure it is enough. Definitely ensure there are no nuts, because I don't want to cause anaphylactic shock to a child. The thing also I was wondering and was struggling with is I've been a teacher, so I know. I've been a kindergarten teacher. It's hard to tell a kid not to share. For me, to be honest, I really encourage Sean to share, because I don't want another child to sit there with a snack and Sean can offer them, as long as they're not allergic to it. And Sean at his age already understands allergies because he has a few of them. So as long as a friend is not allergic and the child is given permission to share, please share. So I know they're going to struggle with that, but I'm not fussing. Like, Sean is my 7th, 8th child to raise, so I'm not that overly worried kind of parent. So I'm like, you know what, I've done my best in terms of protecting him. The rest is up to the teachers and to God and to Sean himself to try and protect himself. Keep repeating about washing their hands, sanitizing, wearing their masks, and you hope for the best. So far so good. It's, I think, week 3 or week 4. They're near midterm. So I'm happy about that. I'm happy the fact that also the kids going back to school is reducing work for the employees at home, because you can imagine the kids being home full time, the nannies are not able to clean, Sean needs attention, needs to be entertained. You can't allow him to go outside the gate and to meet other people you don't know, other kids, which at some point near Corona, I was like, you know what, I picked a few family friends who were cautious and were keen, and I allowed him to play a bit with his friends once in a while. So for me, I'm happy about them going to school, reducing the workload at home, their social skills. He's so happy playing around with his friends, and also he's catching up with his studies. Something else about the kids opening school that I was happy about, because I'm randomly saying what I was happy and I was not happy about, there's no organization in this video, bear with me, is that I didn't have to do the online learning. It was such a strain for me. The first term, I did it on my own together with his nanny, trying to train her the computer and the system, CISO, Google Drive saving his work, and we struggled. We eventually caught up, but after that, I just hired a teacher for him, because I struggled to keep up. I struggled to be able to entertain him, do those activities, the assignments. And I know that as much as they did online learning, not every child learns well online. Sometimes some kids need the kinesthetic effect to feel, the social skills to discuss with their friends. So I was worried that Sean was going to be behind, but so far so good. If I see he's lacking behind, I'll definitely hire a teacher for extra tutoring. Parents, don't feel pressure. Don't worry. Like, it's not PhD again. Kids will catch up. So don't panic about that. For me, I'm just mostly happy about the social interaction and just going back to see their teacher. Sean changed a grade. As I think they were home the whole year. Changed a grade. He didn't know his new teacher, hadn't seen his new teacher. There were new kids in school. So I'm just happy he's back to school. Another thing that Corona has helped with is that at least when he's being dropped to school, I don't have to walk him to class and say hi to all the parents along the way, because those are the measures the schools are putting. You drop your child at a drop-off point and the child walks themselves to class. Number one, that is creating independence. He walks himself to class. He carries his own books. He knows that if he leaves something in the class, when you pick him up, he has to walk all the way back. He's not going with the nanny, so I'm happy about that. And at least we don't have extracurricular activities, guys. We don't have, I don't know, maybe this time cross country, I don't know, plays. Then I have to feel the pressure of having to train with him, come to school. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that they're just doing basically studying and their PE. I don't have to struggle with the keeping up with all those extra activities, which I'm still already not good at. So I'm glad that that part of it is not there due to Corona. So, you know, in everything in life, there are the pros and the cons. So I'm happy about that. So for all the parents who their kids are back in school, I just want to encourage you and tell you that kids are resilient. God is there. Keep talking to them about the disease, about washing their hands, the importance of wearing their masks, not sharing their masks, importance about listening to the teachers and following the protocols of what you're supposed to do. But then again, do not obsess about it. Kids are resilient. And another thing is try and Give them healthy meals. Sean is taking his vitamin C, his zinc, his supplements every day. Remind the nanny to give it to him. Incorporate vegetables and fruit by blending them. Like for Sean doesn't like vegetable and fruit, you blend them in their smoothies. You can blend the vegetables and just put the meat and then the starch. Find ways of incorporating the healthy meals. Be smart about it. There are many recipes online. Google, we have Planted Kitchen on Instagram. Many people who have ideas of healthy meals for children, because the point is here is to boost their immunity. If, for example, and it is going to happen, parents, be ready, and I've already had other parents and other incidents in other schools, you'll find a child comes to school, exhibit the symptoms at home, do the test, and they're positive. Let them isolate. The whole class is taken home to isolate. Parents, don't panic. Yeah, because panic does not help. It's no one's fault. No one would have wanted to infect another. So just be calm. Social distance the child at home. All of you get tested, because at the end of the day, we are responsible of each other, you know. And as much as the kids are going to school and we're encouraging them to follow the rules, as parents and as adults, we have to do the same. It's not the time now to go to the club, to socialize, to also not wash your hands and sanitize, because as parents, we can take to the kids, we can take it to school. So we also all have to adhere. I know currently people are tired of the mask and social distancing, but we have to keep trying. Some of the symptoms that parents need to look out for, and this is a time where we have to listen to our children and not think they're overreacting. Any fever, diarrhea, stomach pains, any fatigue. If a child exhibits any of those, it's better to be safe than sorry. Take them to hospital, do the test. If it's positive, ensure that everyone in the house does the test and social distance. There is no shame in getting corona, of being positive. I myself have gotten over it, and I'm here today, because no one wants it to happen on themselves. So let's be honest, let's be truthful. If you're sick, share with the people you've come in contact with. Let's self-isolate. And to be honest, God has been really kind to us as Kenyans. We have a very high survival rate. We have more recovery rates than deaths. So please, don't feel like you have to hide. People who have not been diagnosed with corona, been positive yet, don't stigmatize others. I'll repeat again, I've had it and I have recovered, and here I am today. So please, just ensure we all have a positive attitude, a caring attitude. Let's be each other's keeper, our brothers' keepers. And again, let's have humanity. The disease is here with us to stay. Many people are suffering and are suffered economically. Let's be able to help and share. And for parents who've been taking their kids back to school, let me know the experience. Let me know how you're coping with it, because I also want to learn from you and your experiences. I'm sure there are parents who their kids went back last year, unlike Sean, who went back in January. So how has it been? You've had your kid in school longer than some of us. Share and let us know. And also, let's research and read and find ways we can boost our immunity through food, through supplements, through exercise and working out. That's another very important thing. And also, that's another plus. Kids need to go back to school, exercise, play, lose weight. I am tired of buying clothes. And to be honest, I thought the kids at home were just going to burst, man. The way they were eating and no physical exercise. I'm so glad. And even yesterday, Sean went with my watch and he did 11,000 steps. And I was so proud. I was like, hey, finally we're getting a control over that extra weight. So that's another plus of them going back to school during COVID. Another last point that I forgot to mention was school fees. I know most parents and most schools are charging 100% now, and the economic situation is tough. But then again, we have to pay. We can't have the kids home forever. Life has to go on. What are the schools that our kids are going to doing? Is it full back to 100%? I think for us, we're full back to 100%. Our teachers, I'm sure, had to take pay cuts, so people are back to work. That's another change we had to go through, because we are used to paying 50, 75%. So life is back to normal. So I need to speak a bit on high school, like Nyanuti is in high school. So the adherence to wear their mask is very high compared to like Sean's age. What the school has done is the classrooms are now half in size. They are wearing their mask. Even when they're going to the bathroom, they're wearing their masks. Also, I think they added an extra nurse. And oh yes, when they are being served food, they're coming in turns. Like lunchtime is not at the same hour. So they're coming in turns. So we are not having lunch everyone at 1 o'clock. So some of the measures that the schools are trying. So I think all of us are trying our best. We are trying our best. The schools are trying their best we can. I'm not sure government is trying our best, and I don't want to go into that, but we are really trying our best. So let us all have good faith. As parents, I know we have anxiety, we have fear. Let's not go to school and start shouting at the teachers and the heads. Let us all accommodate one another, and let's be reasonable. Again, we have more recovery rates than this, so let us be patient with one another and let us be each other's keepers. So yeah, I hope you guys have learned from my experience. I can't wait to hear from you guys. I'll definitely do a follow-up on stories. We can even maybe do an IGT live on this topic. Let me know. Until next time, guys, bye bye.